Hey there, future toppers. The new academic year has begun and you have been promising yourself that you are going to study regularly this year, but you don't feel interested. So what are we going to do today? How are we going to get more interested and more addicted to our studies? I'm going to give you 15 science-backed, exceptional and interesting study techniques that are sure to help you get those top grades, and it's going to make learning fun too. We also have a bonus tip coming along right at the end, so make sure you stay with me. First up is doodling. Yes, you heard me right. Doodle your notes. Doodling can actually help you retain information better. According to a study published in the Journal of Applied Cognitive Psychology, there were participants who were told to doodle while they were listening to a tape. And there was another set of participants that were told to just listen to the tape. The doodling participants could remember 29% more of that information. That's because people who were not doodling were more likely to daydream. So doodling while you listen or read can improve your memory and concentration. So go ahead, let your inner artist out during lectures, and soon everyone might want a copy of your wow-tastic notes. Next are the benefits of studying with a ball. You know what I do? I sometimes stand on the ball and I try to remember all the points before I fall off. That makes it fun and I end up also being more goal-oriented. Plus, it makes my core stronger too. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Psychology of Sport and Exercise found that exercise was associated with improvements in cognitive function, in memory, and in attention. Before we move on to the next technique, let me remind you that we have some amazing videos already on the channel for study tips, routines, how to study in the night, morning routines, smart study tips, and a lot more. So make sure you check out the links in the description. And meantime, I also want to give a shout out to Shin-Chan Gaming. They've left this beautiful, amazing message under my last video. And if you want a shout out in my next video, it's fairly simple. Just leave a comment, press the like button, and don't forget the hashtag ChetChatters. Use smells. Did you know that smells can trigger memories and emotions? No, we're not suggesting you study in a stinky room. But this is my 2 cents about the power of scents to help you remember information. Yeah, let's say you're studying for a history test. How about you light a candle with a scent that reminds you of that time period? Or try sniffing some coffee beans while studying. It'll improve your alertness and concentration. Plus, you'll also have an excuse to smell that delicious coffee. Study with a pet. Never underestimate the potential of your pet. A study published in the International Journal of Workplace Health Management found that the participants who were interacting with a therapy dog reported better focus and concentration and curtailed stress and anxiety. Plus, who doesn't love a good cuddly study buddy forever? Perfect or perfect, isn't it? Now let's talk about fidgeting. Some people might think that it's distracting, but for the others, fidgeting can actually help people focus better. Studies have shown that students who fidget are less likely to become distracted by something else. Also, when we sort of, just fidget with something like, nervously, it helps release your nervous energy. It also provides you with a sense of calm. Now, there are many styles of learning. There are visual learners, audio learners, and this one is a kinesthetic learner. So if you're someone who likes to tap your foot or play with a stress ball, and just make sure you're not disrupting the others, and you can go right ahead and do that, because that will make your studies more effective and more interesting too. Now let's talk about talking to your stuffed toy. Yes, you heard me right. Well, not literally this Eeyore donkey, but explaining concepts to someone can actually help you understand and remember them better. I've done this actually in my college days, and I found that it helped me gain a deeper understanding of the material. And I was even able to retain it better. I also found that, I knew where I was getting stuck answering their questions. I also knew which areas I needed to revise more. So go ahead and teach your classmate the next time you're stuck on a problem. Next is snacking. I know, your parents probably told you not to eat while studying. But did you know that munching on some brain-boosting snacks, maybe popcorns, almonds, or blueberries, can actually help you concentrate better. You know, these little berries are packed with antioxidants. These can not only improve your memory, but also your concentration. What about popcorn? Popcorn is this whole grain snack that's low in calories and high in fiber, and it provides the brain with the energy that it needs to focus and concentrate. And almonds also, they're a good source of healthy fats. They have proteins and they have fiber, and they also contain vitamin E, which is known to have a positive impact on brain health. So, munch along, but just make sure you don't eat very much. Let's get some music going. Yes, make a playlist. Did you know that just like smells, music can serve as a memory cue for the material that you're about to study? It improves your mood, it reduces stress and anxiety, and it even hits the right note on creativity. A word of caution here. Not everyone can concentrate with music, and make sure you stick to some repetitive instrumental numbers, because it's the lyrics that can be very distracting. And also be careful not to listen to music in class, otherwise you may be banned from there. Next up, the power of storytelling. Instead of just writing out your notes, how about you try turning the information that you're studying into a story? Writing a story will engage multiple areas of the brain. In fact, it will activate an emotional response as well, making that information more meaningful and relevant. Also, did you know that by engaging with the story and by identifying the themes, we can develop the ability to think critically and to draw connections between different ideas. Besides, who doesn't love a good story? Okay, now let's talk about talking to yourself. Yes, you heard me right. Studies have shown that self-talk also helps improve focus and concentration, especially when something is very challenging. It also helps you reduce your anxiety and stress levels when you're studying and especially when you're testing. What does self-talk do? It helps reinforce neural connections in the brain, and it makes it easier to recollect information. A study published in the Journal of Applied Sports Psychology found that athletes who were using positive self-talk had improved performance since they were more confident and motivated. So don't be afraid to have a little conversation with yourself, maybe in front of the mirror or maybe just when you're alone. Creating a mind map. Let's talk about the power of mind mapping. Using different colored pens, markers and post-it notes, and you try creating a mind map of all the information that you're studying. What happens is it's especially useful for visual learners. We've spoken about the 3 types of learners before. It helps you organize the information and make those, connections between 2 different concepts. Plus, it's fun and creative and a beautiful way to study. The full rainbow. Now let's talk about the power of colors. Instead of just using a black pen or a blue pen, how about you try using different colored markers to create a rainbow of notes? Not only is this going to make your notes visually interesting, but studies have shown that color can actually give you a visual cue, and it can trigger memories of the material that you studied. Color is useful to also emphasize key points and the relationships between concepts. So therefore, it improves your comprehension and the organization of your material. However, let me put a word of caution here. Some students might find colors distracting. In such cases, stick to writing your notes by hand, as that will help you remember the information better. And now let's talk about sleep. I know it might seem like you need to put out an all-nighter to get everything done, right? But getting enough sleep is critical for memory consolidation and even for cognitive performance. Also, the brain is better able to make connections and generate creative ideas if it gets good sleep. Overall, sleep is the best thing you could give your brain. So prioritize those snoozes and don't feel guilty about taking a nap when you need to at any point of time during the day. Remember, the body is a camel when it comes to sleep. So if you're feeling sleepy, you're short of sleep. If your sleep is done, you will not be able to sleep anymore. Let's talk about puzzles. You might think that they're just a fun pastime, but research shows that doing puzzles can actually improve your cognitive function and problem-solving skills. So take a break from your textbooks and bust out a crossword, a jigsaw, a Sudoku, or a Wordle. I know this might seem like the last thing you want to do when you're studying, but getting up and moving around can actually help you think better. Sitting for long periods of time is not good for your health. In fact, you can't even focus very well. So try doing some yoga poses, or maybe going for a walk between your study sessions, or even put on some music and dance to your favorite song. What does it do to you? It increases the blood flow and oxygen to the brain. It leads to improved focus and productivity. Plus, who doesn't love a good dance break? Finally, for the bonus tip, stay hydrated. The next time you feel you're not alert, you're tired, you're not able to focus, get up and drink a glass of water. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that mild dehydration causes fatigue and decreased alertness in young adults. So it's as simple as that. Make sure you're sipping on some H2O while you hit the books. Well, there you have it, folks. Some innovative and unusual techniques that are sure to help you get those top grades. Just remember, every student is different. So find out what works for you and have a little fun along the way to make your studies interested and to make you get addicted to your studies as well. And happy studying, and see you next Friday.